Yo, JC.
What's up?
We have a special edition super mini review of the Toxic Avenger at the end of our regular review of the Conjuring Last Rites. And you just have to watch till the end to see it.
Watch till the end.
That's so awesome. And that was very hard to get out.
Yeah, it was.
All right, watch it.
Welcome to Fresh Out. I'm JC.
And I'm Cude.
And we're fresh out of the Conjuring Last Rites.
The Conjuring Last Rites brings us the final case that Ed and Lorraine Warren decide to take, where they face a demonic force that they've seen before. Will they survive the one demon that got away? The Conjuring Last Rites!
The Conjuring Last Rites.
That was good, dude. That was good.
All right.
So, we just got out of the movie theater seeing the final Conjuring, supposedly the final Conjuring movie. Now, they're leaving the door open for spinoffs.
They always do.
You gotta have spinoffs, right? Yeah. And so, but this is the last one in the original Conjuring franchise.
Yes.
And so, we are following the Warrens again. And this is supposedly I'd say supposedly a lot, but this is supposedly their last case that they took.
Yes, it was essentially the last case because it was so traumatic, right?
Yeah.
There's always these spin-off movies, Annabelle, the Curse of La Llorona, stuff like that. That's still The Nun.
The Nun 2,
yep.
classic.
Now we know. I don't know if I trust this guy's taste anymore. No, but right, as far as following the Warrens specifically in the Conjuring movies, they're saying that this is the last one.
This is the wrap-up right here.
And so we have the Warrens, and they are following. They're kind of going back to their roots in this, right? They're going back to there's a family in need. They don't really.
And they didn't want to help.
They didn't want to help.
They're retired.
Actually,
they were retired. They want to raise their kid or whatever. Their kid is old enough to like move out now and whatever. So they're trying to live a regular life. And their friend, a priest, Steve Coulter. Yep, he's reprising his role.
Yes.
And so he actually comes and tells the Warrens about. He comes and tells the Warrens about. No. We'll keep it going. He comes and tells the Warrens about, hey, there's this new case. They need help. You need to help these people. And so they give in. It's the Smurl family in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
They have a poltergeist that is emanating from a antique mirror that they've bought at a antique shop.
Exactly.
Some random place.
And if you've seen the Conjuring films before, you kind of know the priest, right? Steve Coulter, the actor's name. He's been a prominent role in there. He's always the one kind of the go-between, unless they have direct contact with these families. But in this case, right, they're secluded. They're like, we have done as much as we can for the universe. Like, we need our time. We need to live our lives now. We've spent our entire life living for other people. Yeah. And it is tragic because, right, this is based on a true story. So obviously, most of the things, like, I don't know to what extent that's what me and Cude have gone back.
Not most of the things.
Well, at least the general idea.
None of these things happen.
Yeah. He seems to think
these things happen.
I seem to think that they made a movie. Come on. The Warrens. We gotta put some respect on the Warrens' names, all right? So
in reality, it was probably like, hey, I hear some footsteps in the hallway at night, and they made this movie
there was
out
a
of
demonic
that.
force.
Yeah, they made this movie. Yes, it is the case.
No.
I've never heard of the Smurls, dog. So anyway,
you ever heard of Annabelle?
So anyway, let's talk about. Let's
get back on track.
The thing that I like, the first half of this movie kind of feels like the original Conjuring.
Yes,
absolutely. There's not a lot of jump scares. It's all eerie stuff. Like, something will happen, and then you'll think that something's gonna be there when you flick on the lights, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And then a doll starts floating or something, and you think something's gonna happen, but nothing happens.
Yeah,
and it keeps doing that. Yeah, dude.
They're really great at that.
Yeah.
That was their bread and butter originally from the Conjuring 2, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you've seen the Conjuring 2, you know when they Valak, right? The nun. We see when that's kind of that enemy, that antagonist is kind of presented and the suspense leading up to it, that was the whole thing, right?
Yeah, the paintings and stuff like that.
Yes, the painting, exactly. The shadow
yeah.
to the painting. So they kind of they recaptured that same energy, which was great.
It's very eerie. They did a really good job with not letting the cat out of the bag too soon, because a lot of movies now, they show the monster in the first scene and you're just like, all right, cool. Well, I know the monster now.
Yes.
Cool.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
Let me go use the bathroom for an hour. You know what I mean? So they did a good job with building it up in the first half of the movie. The acting is good. I feel like the acting's always good on Conjuring.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, they always turn in a spectacular
performance. For a horror movie, they always have good acting.
Exactly, right? It's a horror movie, and I feel like they always bring it, and like their chemistry is unmatched as far as like couples in the horror genres, at least from what I can think of right now. They did recast the daughter, right? Mia Tomlinson is the new Judy Warren.
And she's
not
good.
Sure, and she's great. She's great.
good in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was
she
made.
She actually has a really pivotal role in the last half of the movie.
Very pivotal, right?
It, maybe the movie even focuses on her too much for my taste, right? So, but it harkens back to when she was a little kid and all this stuff, and it does a full circle of, because it's trying to wrap up things.
Yes, well, and
so
also
it brings back things.
We see a couple of flashbacks, which we haven't really seen too much.
It fleshes out the story more. It fleshes out their backstory more.
We actually see a young Ed and Lorraine Warren, which is pretty cool.
Who was casted really well.
Because
at first I thought it was de-aging, and I was like, oh, actually, no, it's different actors.
Leaned over and he's like, what, are they de-aging? I was like, no, this is just a flashback.
Good casting on that. Good casting on that. Especially whoever was playing the young Ed Warren.
Yes, he was like,
that dude's good. I'll put the name up on the screen. So
we see that we know this is the last Conjuring. They're trying to kind of let's get this full circle moment. As far as like, this is based in reality,
and it's tied around their family. So they're trying to have a full circle moment within their family and tie up loose ends that were never tied up.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And so, I mean, like, what else? What else can we talk about?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say there's a few cameos that we see towards the end, which I think as Conjuring fans will appreciate, right? Which I was like, this is awesome, and I think this is a very, very much a fan service. We get to see more about the nostalgia, like the family, the background of the Warren family. There's some nostalgic elements to this, and
you see how the Warrens have affected so many people's lives.
Yes.
Now in the movies they're just characters, right? But these are real people that really existed.
Exactly.
And so they have them all in a space where you get to see like, oh, I remember them, or I remember, oh, that was the mom from the first, you know what I mean? And
you
you're
get
like,
to see and not only to say like the characters in the film, but just people who impacted the franchise.
Exactly. People behind the scenes.
Exactly.
People behind the camera.
You'll get what we say.
Really cool. That was a really cool tie-up of the night.
Absolutely.
Or whatever we would say. That's not even a phrase. It was a really good tie-up of the night.
They tied it up really well.
It tied up really well. And so all in all, I mean, this is a movie to definitely go see in the theaters.
Yes.
I'll just put that out there before I do my score. But I would definitely still recommend, even by my score being on the lower side, I would still recommend seeing this movie in theaters if you are a fan of The Conjuring.
What do you mean your score being on the lower side?
It's going to be on the lower side. It's going to be on the lower side. And it's only because the finale for me kind of took off some points because the cat was out of the bag.
Okay.
And we still had 45 minutes left of the movie. Yes. And it was just like, all right, I know there's a guy with an axe, and all right, I know there's a this and with the that.
We should talk about a little bit about this.
And are you going to bring up the preview?
Yes.
Yes. Gripe on that before I do my rating.
Gripe, right? And I think all my Conjuring fans will appreciate. I'm a huge Conjuring fan. Horror movie fans in general. Just movie fans, right? When you get a trailer that gives you too much.
It's like, it gives you the scares. It gives you some of the good scares.
Don't give me some of the, like, I get it. You're trying to reel these people in, but I feel like, especially with a franchise like this, you don't need that much.
Don't need to do it, dude.
Don't overdo it. Don't show me who the villain is in the trailer.
Classic part on the trailer, you got the doll, and then the thing pulls it down and you see that face. They could have saved that.
That was a scary face.
Yeah, because even though we already knew what was going to happen, it still prickled up my neck a little bit because I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it would have been even better.
I know.
Yeah, dude. So please stop with showing the scares, dude.
Yes.
Like, geez, man. So, yeah. So I'm not going to take off points for the previews. You are. Yeah, you are. I'm just going to take off points because of the finale. And the finale was a long finale. Like, it was a 45-minute ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it was the ball was rolling and everything was happening and people screaming and running and mirrors and So I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. This was an average.
Okay.
This was an average Conjuring movie. This was not a standout. This was in the same vein as the one before this, The Devil in Me or whatever.
This may be
a little better, but it's in the same average range to me.
All right, that's better than I thought he was going to give it based on what we had talked about.
Well, no, I can't do it a 5. I can't. No, I'm not giving it a 5. It was a 6. It was an average. It was an average horror movie.
That's a fair score.
Yeah, it ticks all the boxes. Yeah. It's not a bad movie. This is an average horror movie. Nothing to write home about, but you should definitely see it in theaters. It was good. It was good in theaters.
Yeah. So for me, Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, boom. They might be both in my like top 10 films ever. Conjuring 3, right? They had the day and date thing where it was on streaming and in theaters, and I don't know if that affected it. I did like it, but it wasn't on that level of the 1 and 2.
Yeah, definitely.
And I won't say that this is at the 3 level of like Conjuring 3. It's a step above, like Cude said, but I don't think it's at the 1 and 2 level. So for those reasons and from the reasons we talked about, I'm actually going to give it a 7 out of 10, which is not bad. I'm going to say high 7. I'm at least above a 75, maybe 78, somewhere around that range. It was close to an 8, but for a couple of the reasons we mentioned, that's why I'm at a 7.
So then this is what we'll do, because I actually enjoyed it in a theater. So if you can go see this movie in a theater, we're going to give a fresh out score of 7.
Yeah,
it's a good movie to see in theaters. Watching at the house, maybe not so much.
No, I would
but
say
if you can catch this in the theaters, this movie is a 7. We're going to give it a fresh out score of 7.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
And I just wonder how they're going to do spin-offs of this. You know what I mean?
Right when we finished, he was already like, it's going to be this spin-off film of this thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
I don't know. You think so?
Exactly.
I hope so. I mean,
Stephen Coulter as the priest spin-off. Conjuring the priest.
Exactly.
Instead of the nun, it's going to be
Steve
the
Coulter
priest.
Will just be,
He's just going to be getting possessed.
Oh, man.
So,
let's hope so.
I don't know why that just made my voice. I'm possessed.
Uh-oh.
I'm possessed. See, I'm talking. You can't talk about Stephen Coulter, dog. Stuff happens, bro. Like I'm getting choked
up. Put the respect on my boy's name. Come on.
Start floating.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that was The Conjuring. 7 for the fresh out score. So we usually do a review for every single movie that we watch.
Yeah.
But we watched The Toxic Avenger.
Oh, yeah.
And we felt that this movie is good enough for its own review.
Absolutely.
But we don't have much to say about it. So we're just adding this on at the end for The Toxic Avenger.
We got Peter Dinklage as the main character in The Toxic Avenger. I was trying to think. Oh, Kevin Bacon, kind of one of the main big baddies in that. Elijah Wood, right?
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood is kind of like
Kevin Bacon's brother.
Yes. And then Jacob Tremblay, right? We haven't seen him. He's just a little kid in most of the films we've seen. He's still a kid, but he's almost unrecognizable because it's interesting when these young actors start to grow up. You're like, oh wait, is that him? So yeah.
So my thing is, and this is why I didn't think we needed to do a whole video for itself, is because if you are already planning on going to see the Toxic Avenger movie, this movie is exactly what you're going to expect.
Which is good, right?
I mean,
for all the fans, you already know. It's gonna be that
gory,
bloody fun.
Yeah. Some of the jokes were a little too corny, so they didn't hit. But yeah, there's a corny, cartoony, gory. It's a Toxic Avenger, guys.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. If you were already going to see this movie and you already had in mind, like, oh, I grew up watching the cartoon or I saw the 80s movies, this is that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. 8 out of 10 for me as well.
Yeah, it's a great version of the Toxic Avenger.
It's very fresh. It's an 8. It's one of those films where you get exactly what you thought you were gonna get. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not bad. It's not great. 8 is great. So it's the Toxic Avenger, dog. Yeah. Go see it if you are already planning on seeing it.
In theaters. Go with a friend. You guys are gonna get some laughs.
If you were gonna go, if you are a fan of B movies at all, you will like this movie.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those movies where the dialogue is just like throwaway dialogue where it's like you would say that to your friends or like stuff where they're just like explicit and it's unrated, I think, and all this
I guess it's unrated because all the gore.
The gore and so then since they have all the gore,
because I think it may have had boobs. It had 2 boobs. I counted 2 sets of boobs.
About the boobs, yeah. So that's another reason to go see it.
The 80s version of the Toxic Avenger was way worse. And I don't mean way worse in terms of like quality wise, because yes, it was a worse movie quality wise. But it's way more violent. It's way not caring. It's way The 80s movie is way worse than this. This is unrated, but this is an unrated 2020s movie. You know what I mean? Like they're not going as hard as the 80s. Because the 80s was going hard. So if you have Shudder, you can watch all the Toxic Avenger movies. And this video is not sponsored by Shudder. Just to put that out there.
We wish it was.
Shudder, we have your subscription. Come on. But 8 out of 10 for Toxic Avenger.
8 out of 10.
And if you like these reviews, you should like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Please.
And thanks for watching, guys. If you want to comment anything, if you disagree with our evaluations of anything, please comment, man. Let's get some engagement going. We're trying to start a community of, of people that don't know anything about movies talking crap about movies.
Yeah.
No, we know a little bit.
No, we know some stuff.
You know what I mean? So thanks for watching. I'm Cude.
I'm JC.
And this was Fresh Out.
This was Fresh Out. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.